The action off Bougainville was a naval and air engagement on the South Pacific theater of World War II near Bougainville, Papua New Guinea on 20 February 1942. A United States Navy aircraft carrier task force on its way to raid the Imperial Japanese military base at Rabaul, New Britain was attacked by a force of land-based bombers of the Imperial Japanese Navy. The U.S. task force was commanded by Admiral Wilson Brown, and the Japanese aircraft forces were under the command of Eiji Gotō. In the ensuing engagement, the Japanese air group lost 15 of 17 bombers sent to attack the American carrier group. The United States lost only 2 fighters in defense, and no ships were damaged. As a result of the loss of surprise, however, the Americans retired without raiding Rabaul as originally planned. Because of the heavy losses in bombers, the Japanese were forced to delay the planned invasion of New Guinea, giving the Allies more time to prepare defenses against the Japanese advances in the South Pacific. Prelude. Following the capture of the port of Rabaul during the Battle of Rabaul, Japanese forces proceeded to turn it into a major base. The Allied command was concerned the fall of Rabaul threatened the San Francisco, Australia sea lane supply line and ordered the supply line to be patrolled. Admiral Chester William Nimitz and Admiral Brown devised a plan to solve the threat on the supply line by attacking the newly captured Rabaul. Task Force 11 and the Anzac Squadron were tasked with undertaking the raid. Unfortunately, the Anzac Squadron fuel oil supply was inadequate to accompany TF-11 to its launching point northeast of Rabaul for the planned 21 February air strike battle. TF-11 with the carrier Lexington detected an unknown aircraft on radar 35 miles from the ship at 10:15 while still 450 miles from the harbor at Rabaul. A 6-plane combat patrol was launched with 2 fighters directed to investigate the contact. These 2 planes, under command of Lieutenant Commander Thatch, shot down a 4-engined Kawanishi H-6K-4 Mavis flying boat about 43 miles out at 11:12. 2 other planes of the combat patrol were sent to another radar contact 35 miles ahead, and shot down a second Mavis at 12:02. A third contact was made 80 miles out, but the plane reversed course and disappeared. The Japanese search planes alerted Rabaul to the presence of U.S. naval forces in the area. Vice Admiral Shigeyoshi Inoue at the Imperial Japanese 4th Fleet Headquarters in Truk ordered an initial airstrike to be conducted from Rabaul, and ordered the heavy cruisers Aoba, Furitaka, Kinugasa, and Kako of Cruiser Division 6 to intercept TF-11. 17 Japanese Mitsubishi G4M1 Betty bombers of the 4th Kokutai took off from Vunakano Aerodrome, Rabaul to attack TF-11. When Admiral Brown realized he had lost the element of surprise, he broke off the attack against Rabaul and started to retire from the area. A jagged V signal was detected on air search radar at 15:42. The contact was briefly lost but reappeared at 16:25, 47 miles west. 19 Grumman F-4F for Wildcats from Lexington were sent to intercept the incoming targets. 5 of the 9 incoming Betty-S from 2nd Shatai of the 4th Kokutai were shot down. A second formation of Betty-S from 1st Shatai of the 4th Kokutai were detected by radar at 16:49 completely unopposed, and only 12 miles out on the disengaged side of the task force. Lexington had only 2 Wildcats left to confront the intruders. Lieutenants Marion DeFilo and Edward O'Hare flew eastward and arrived 1,500 feet above 8 Betties 9 miles out at 1700. DeFillo's guns jammed, leaving only O'Hare to protect the carrier from the enemy flying very close together in V formation. O'Hare employed a high-side diving attack, accurately placing bursts of gunfire into Betty's right engine and wing fuel tanks. When the stricken craft of Nitohiko Hiso Tokiharu Baba on the right side of the formation abruptly lurched to starboard, O'Hare ducked to the other side of the V formation and aimed at the enemy bomber of Itohiko Hiso Bin Mori 3rd Shotai on the extreme left. When O'Hare made his third and fourth firing passes, the Japanese planes were close enough to the American ships for them to fire their anti-aircraft guns. The 5 surviving Betty's managed to drop their ordnance, but all 10 551-pound bombs missed. O'Hare's concentrated fire caused the leading shows at Takuzo Ito's Betty's port engine nacelle to literally jump out of its mountings. O'Hare believed he had shot down 5 bombers and damaged a 6th. Lieutenant Commander John Thatcher arrived at the scene with other pilots of the flight and saw 3 of the enemy bombers falling in flames at the same time. O'Hare had destroyed only 3 Betty's Nitohiko Hiso Tokiharu Babas from 3rd Shotai Hitohiko Hiso Susumu Uchiyamas, and the leader of the formation, Shoza Takuzo Ito's left engine was hit at the time it dropped its ordnance. Its pilot Hiko Hisako Chazo Watanabe tried to hit Lexington with the damaged plane, but missed and flew into the water near Lexington at 1712. Another 2 Bettys were damaged by O'Hare's attacks. Itohiko Hiso Kojimida safely landed at Vunaka Aerodrome, and Itohiko Hiso Bin Mori was later shot down by Lieutenant Noel Gaylor when trying to escape 40 miles from Lexington. Aftermath. As a result of the loss of Surprise, Brown cancelled the planned raid on Rabaul and retired from the area. Because of the high losses in bomber aircraft, the Japanese postponed their impending invasion of Les Salamaua, Papua New Guinea from 3 to 8 March 1942. 2 Mavis flying boats were also shot down, which were shadowing the U.S. force, as well as 2 other Japanese scout aircraft lost in operational accidents while participating in the day's action. The U.S. lost 2 fighters to defensive gunfire from the bombers, but 1 pilot survived, while no damage was inflicted on the U.S. warships. U.S. Navy pilot Edward O'Hare was awarded the Medal of Honor for his actions.